2, 1, go. Get ready to lay double digits in South Beach. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Tuesday night NBA action. The Sacramento Kings versus the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. Heat opened up as 15.5-point home favorites. That number is held steady at SBRodds.com, while the total has been the real mover, moving from 209.5 to 210.5. A lot of reasons why this number is 15.5 and that movement towards the over. 5-game losing streak for the Sacramento Kings. Of course, they are coming off a 110-95 setback to the New Orleans Hornets as 7-point road underdogs, and they have gone over the total 6-0-1 overspan in their last 7 games, allowed 100-plus points over that 7-game stretch, 1-16 in their last 17 meetings in this particular series, and they've lost their last 8 by nearly 20 points per game on average. Of course, they are only 5-25 on the road overall this season, 4-9 versus Eastern Conference opponents. They've been outscored by 11.3 points and allowed opponents to shoot 47.1% from the floor in their road games this year. They are also just 3-9 in the first game of a back-to-back situation. They are 5-7 in the second game. They go on to face off against the Orlando Magic on Wednesday night, so maybe circle that as a potential play depending on the outcome here, and of course injuries. An off night in South Beach is never good for a team that's out of the playoff hunt. Of course, the Sacramento Kings are seeing lottery balls in their future. One key angle that I was looking at to maybe potentially take the points in this game was the fact that Sacramento is 12-8 when out-rebounding an opponent. They are only 27th in the league, averaging 40.4 boards per game. Of course, the Miami Heat are dead last in that particular category, but it didn't help them in the first meeting against Miami. 128-99 blowout loss at home as 7.5-point underdogs. They actually held a 40-36 rebounding advantage in that game, but it didn't help them. They failed miserably in that contest. NBA's longest active winning streak for the home team in this spot. The Miami Heat have won 11 games by an average of 12.9 points per game, and they are shooting an absurd 52.1% from the field. Of course, everybody's been talking about LeBron James' exploits in his field goal percentage, but the rest of the team is red hot from the floor, especially his partner in crime, Dwayne Wade, has been playing very good basketball, especially in the month of February. And this is right when this team has turned it on during the James, Wade, and Chris Bosh era. They are 31-6 since those 3 players came together in South Beach, 23-14 against the spread in that situation. Of course, they are an incredible offensive team on their home floor. The Heat are 24-3 at home, 12-1 versus Western Conference opponents, and they have scored 100 or more points in 11 consecutive meetings with the Sacramento Kings, and they average 107.4 points per game at home, and the Kings managed to score just 92.5 on the road. And as I wrote on my article, you can check it on at SBRforum.com, this could be a case where the odds makers may have gotten lazy and looked at those 2 numbers and simply set out a line of 15-15.5, given the disparity of how many points the Heat score at home and the Kings score on the road. 21-3 all-time when playing the Kings at home. That is the best winning percentage, a winning percentage of .875 versus any NBA opponent for the Miami Heat franchise. And I think they aren't going to rest players in the fourth quarter here too early in this game if it gets out of hand, given the fact that they have the next 2 days off and they want to keep this winning streak going. So I think that keeps them properly motivated with this winning streak and all their success in February. And LeBron James has been very vocal in the fact that he cares more about games starting now in February than games in October, something that I wrote down for next year, of course, given the fact that the Heat weren't very good against the spread in the first few months of the season. So my official pick on this play is going to be the Miami Heat minus 15.5 against the Sacramento Kings on Tuesday night. For any further information on this game or any other on the NBA odds board, definitely follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Cut.